This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Time right now is 4:27 here on your Monday morning. We want to thank you for starting your day with us here on RTV6. I'm Lauren Casey.
And I'm Meredith Barrick. Well, if you step outside now, it is going to be a lot different than it will be about 12 hours from now when we could be seeing some snowfall.
Yeah, it's not too bad out there right now, but things are going to change. And we know that crews, INDOT, DPW, they're ready to go. They have that full call out ready if we get the snow on the roads, if it happens to stick, anything like that. So that's going to be happening later today. They're kind of preparing for your lunch hour. That's when they may start to pre-treat some of these roads just in case. That way when you're heading home this evening for the rush hour, the evening commute, things will be hopefully okay for everyone.
A lot better.
Yeah.
And because of that, we want to bring in our Alyssa Donovan right now. Her and Todd Clausen have been tracking what we could expect for snowfall later today. What are we looking at?
So we're looking at the potential from 1 to 3 inches. So this is really our first accumulating snowfall of the season. That's all from this cold front that's just to the north of us. So you're going to wake up today. It's not too bad outside. We're just seeing cloudy skies, but you can see to the north of us, Chicago's starting to see some of that snowfall that we're going to see shortly here. And we're actually going to start seeing that as some rain before it switches over to snow by the afternoon. That's why we are under a winter weather advisory. That goes into effect right around 1 p.m. today. You're also going to notice that the warmest temperatures are actually happening right now, and we're actually going to see those temperatures drop off. So our high today is 41, but we're hitting that right about now, and we're actually going to be into the 30s by the afternoon. By tomorrow morning, we are into the teens, close to about 14 degrees. So as this passes, bringing us that accumulating snow, and then also bringing us some very cold temperatures for overnight tonight and into tomorrow.
Alyssa, thank you.
The story that we are following here is for this Veterans Day. Rafael Sanchez is working to help a local vet who was owed money, basically about $5,000, which is a lot of money. And so we're talking about how you can get that money reimbursed.
Yeah, and he also has another story that you're seeing here about how community members came together to help local veterans who are just in need of a little support, whether it comes to personal hygiene items or food, things like that. So we're going to have a lot of coverage for you today on this Veterans Day.
Yeah, not only do we want to celebrate our vets, but we want to make sure they have the help that they need. Another story we have for you is in hiring Hoosiers. This week, we are looking at removing barriers for people getting into the workforce. And so I went up to Culver's in the Noblesville area to see how a local franchisee is really using the best of all people, no matter what age. So we're going to look at how they're dealing with the low unemployment and getting people to fill these needed jobs, no matter what their age is, and how they're getting those people to work together from different generations. That story's coming up here on Good Morning Indiana.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Now at 4:30 with a blast of winter weather heading our way, INDOT is making sure roads are ready for your commute. Their advice to drivers and how you can track which roads are being treated.
Plus, former Roncalli guidance counselor Shelley Fitzgerald is opening up about her faith and future, how she feels about the church now and how she hopes to use her story for good.
And a local group is helping Indiana veterans in need. Our Rafael Sanchez shows us how Veterans Day is not just one day, but a year-round call. Here at 4:30, we first want to welcome you into Good Morning Indiana on this Monday morning. I'm Lauren Casey.
And I'm Meredith Barrick. Alyssa Donovan joining us here. And this morning, it's actually pretty warm out.
Yeah, it feels okay.
It's pretty calm out, but that is all about to change.
It's going to change very quickly here. In just the next few hours, we're going to start to see rain, then we're going to switch over to snow, and then we're going to see very cold air move in behind that. So we're actually hitting our warmest temperatures right now this morning. As that cold front moves through, we're going to see those temperatures drop off. It's 43 right now in Indianapolis, 47 in Connorsville. By this afternoon, we'll be into the 30s. So here's what's going on. We have cloudy skies to start today, but you can see just to the north of us, we have this cold front that's going to start moving through as we head through the day. We're going to start with seeing just some rain showers, and then we are going to see that switch to some snow showers as we head into the afternoon. Right around 1 p.m., that's when we're going to start to see that moving into the Indianapolis area. And you can see we'll see the potential of snow showers really throughout the afternoon and then and continuing to linger overnight, possibly into Tuesday morning. That's why we do have this winter weather advisory that goes into effect this afternoon right around 1 p.m. and that lasts until 8 a.m. Tuesday. We're looking at the potential of about 1 to 3 inches across central Indiana. So this is our first accumulating snow of the season, and you can see those temperatures just start to fall right around 2 p.m. We're down to 35 degrees, 6 p.m. 31 degrees by tomorrow morning. Much colder. All of those details coming up.
Alyssa, thanks so much. Let's take a look right now at our traffic. You can see right now the roads are looking pretty good around the metro area. So let's take a look at our cameras taking you up to the northwest side, I-65 here and I-465 on the northwest side. And the dog leg traffic is moving along just fine this morning. No major issues to slow down your commute. So let's take a turn right now to the south side. This is I-65 and Edgewood Avenue. You can see here it's a little bit blurry, but below you can see that's the interstate, and traffic is moving along just fine this morning. We'll continue to keep a close eye on the roads for any issues this morning and any crashes, and we'll keep you updated.
The Indiana Department of Transportation is ready to roll if the weather becomes a factor in your evening commute. Officials say 80 plow trucks will be on the interstates around noon, pre-treating the ground ahead of any potential snow or ice. The full fleet of plows and salt trucks will be on the roads from about 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. Whatever happens or doesn't happen, officials say it is the perfect time to get reacquainted with the basic rules of winter driving.
You are all used to being able to just fly on the interstates or state roads, wherever you're driving. Give it some extra time. We always say that whether it's construction season or winter weather, take a look at those temperatures. If they're near freezing, you could have some frost on the ground. You could have some ice on the ground, some black ice. You never know what could be out there. So take your time, slow down, maybe give yourself a couple extra minutes, and also give the cars in front of you some room.
As for city streets here in Indianapolis, DPW will have trucks pre-treating the roads across the Circle City. Once drivers get to work, DPW will activate the Indy Snow Force viewer. That will allow you to see where crews are and which streets have been treated or plowed.
Turning now to some developing news on the city's east side. Police are investigating after a man was shot and killed last night. This happened in the 1500 block of Tina Marie Circle, just off North German Church Road. Officers arrived on the scene around 6 in the evening and found a man lying just outside of a vehicle. He was transported to the hospital where he later died. Homicide detectives are investigating. Right now, there's no word on any suspects. We're still waiting to learn that victim's identity. Along with any information, please call police.
Also developing this morning, police continue to investigate after 3 teens were shot Saturday night on the west side. It happened around 9 p.m. on North Livingston Avenue, that is, near West 16th Street and North Tibbs Avenue. Police tell us 2 of the victims were found outside, 1 person found inside the home. The victims range in age from 13 to 16 years old. All 3 were reportedly stable at this time and are expected to survive.
Former Roncalli guidance counselor Shelly Fitzgerald is sharing parts of her faith journey. Speaking to her church on Sunday, she said her faith has been instrumental in her life. Fitzgerald was fired after the Archdiocese of Indianapolis found out about her marriage to her wife of 23 years. That decision prompted an outcry from many fellow Catholics in the Indianapolis LGBTQ community. Fitzgerald says that in a moment her life was changed forever, and since then she's focused on becoming a public advocate for what she calls progress in the church and beyond.
My hope is just to continue advocating for people who want to be a part of the church, advocating for people who want to be a part of Roncalli, of the Archdiocese. I don't want people to leave the church. I don't want people to, I want to work on making it better so that everybody feels safe and welcome there.
Fitzgerald has filed a federal lawsuit against Roncalli and the Archdiocese of Indianapolis for what she calls their wrongful and unlawful discrimination against her. The suit alleges that the church did not take similar actions against other employees whose actions contradict Catholic Church teachings. In a statement, the Archdiocese says if a school's leader rejects the core aspects of their Catholic faith, it undermines the school's ability to accomplish its mission. Time now is 4:36 on this Veterans Day. The nation honors those who serve.
At the same time, local veterans are taking action to help those who once wore the uniform and are living in crisis. Our Rafael Sanchez reports on those who are on a personal call to duty.
The chili was the draw. But the drive to support local veterans came in the form of canned food, clothing, and cash, all brought to American Legion Post 3 in Broad Ripple.
The winters are hard. Indiana's weather is terrible. So I think, our responsibility is not to just drive by. Our responsibility is to dig in, see what the problem is, and partner up with organizations that are walking hand in hand with those people and serve them better.
Mike Melton has been in the National Guard for a decade. Nina Powell has served in the Guard for 6 years. And Veterans Day, she says, is a day to share with family.
This is part of our family tradition, too, just reaching back and showing my children all the people that came before them so that we can have a safe place to live.
On this Veterans Day 2019, here's the current situation right here in this city. The group HVAF, which helps many veterans, says that every Tuesday and Thursday, they're helping at least 200 veterans with assistance. Robert White is an Air Force veteran. He served in Iraq and Afghanistan. He's with the group HVAF, which stands for Helping Veterans and Families. He says the critical need for hundreds of veterans, housing, and jobs.
They need an opportunity to thrive, to excel. So giving an opportunity where you may have an organization that you represent that could utilize veteran talent in regards to employment opportunities.
Recognition of that and other needs is as key as the reverence and the remembrance of all those who've served in every branch under the stars and stripes. Working for you in Indianapolis, Rafael Sanchez, RTV6.
The group HVAF is based out of Indianapolis. They can be reached at 317-951-0688. Mike tells RTV6 that he hopes to hold another chili cook-off next year to raise money and collect food for fellow veterans.
It is 4:38 with freezing temperatures and possible snowfall expected. The Veterans Day parade scheduled for today here in downtown Indianapolis has been canceled. The Veterans Day Council of Indianapolis called off the parade, saying the conditions could create a dangerous situation for people marching and hinder the operations to clear the roads along that parade route. Veterans Day service will also move from the north steps of the World War Memorial to the Pershing Auditorium inside. That service is scheduled to begin at 11 a.m.
More than 100 brush fires are raging across Australia. Straight-ahead white firefighters are now calling the conditions catastrophic.
And a shocking claim from Nikki Haley, former ambassador to the UN, who she says tried to get her to undermine the president while she was in office. Alyssa.
And it's quiet right now, but that is going to change quickly throughout our day. Precipitation chances going up as we head into the afternoon. Potential of rain and accumulating snow. I'll break down what you need to know coming up.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays from WeatherTech.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. The time right now is 4:42 on your Monday, and here's a live look over on the northeast side where traffic is moving along up to speed. I-465 and East 56th Street. All the lanes are open, both northbound and southbound, but we'll continue to keep a close eye on things and keep you updated this morning. More than 120 brush fires are burning right now across Australia, creating what firefighters call a catastrophic condition. 3,300 square miles of forest and farmland have been destroyed since Friday.
A state of emergency is now in place in Queensland and South Wales. Mandatory evacuation orders are in place as conditions are expected to worsen in the coming days. At least 3 people have been killed and 7 people are now missing. Humans aren't the only ones being impacted either. Officials say an estimated 350 koalas are feared dead because of the fires. Now, brush fires are common in Australia's hot, dry summers, but the current outbreak caught many by surprise. And in Hong Kong, another weekend of violence as protests enter their 23rd week. A 21-year-old person was shot early this morning as protesters disrupted the morning commute. Officials say that person is now in critical condition. This is the 3rd time police have shot someone with live rounds since the Hong Kong protests. Opposition to a now withdrawn extradition bill have dragged on for 5 months. Protesters have 5 major demands, including an independent inquiry into alleged police brutality and wider democratic reforms.
Back here in the U.S., demonstrators are lining up outside of the Supreme Court in Washington, D.C. ahead of a hearing on the DACA case. About 30 people began waiting outside the court on Sunday, some holding a place for others. The court will hear oral arguments tomorrow. The case over President Trump's decision to end the Obama-era Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, which shields young undocumented immigrants from deportation. The court's decision will affect about 700,000 young immigrants trying to stay in the U.S.
Former U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations Nikki Haley says two top Trump aides tried to recruit her to undermine the president. The claim was made in Haley's forthcoming book, With All Due Respect, according to the Washington Post. The paper received a copy ahead of its release, which is set for Tuesday. In the book, Haley says former Secretary of State Rex Tillerson and former White House Chief of Staff John Kelly tried to get her to undermine President Trump in an effort to, quote, save the country, but she refused. Neither Tillerson nor Kelly has responded to the claim.
Two major U.S. airlines have announced plans to pull the Boeing 737 MAX planes from their schedules through early March. Southwest and American say they will not schedule 737 MAX flights until the first week of March. Southwest has previously removed the jets from its flight schedules through early February, while American Airlines is expected to fly the planes again in early January. The planes have been grounded since March of this year following two deadly crashes in Ethiopia and Indonesia, where nearly 350 people were killed.
4 African-American women who worked at NASA during the space race will be given the highest civilian award in the U.S. Christine Darden, Mary Jackson, Katherine Johnson, and Dorothy Vaughan will be awarded with Congressional Medals of Honor. The women played pivotal roles in World War II aircraft testing and helped land the first man on the moon in 1969. Their accomplishments inspired the 2016 movie Hidden Figures. A 5th medal will be awarded in recognition of all the women who served as computers, mathematicians, and engineers between the 1930s and the 1970s. And here at 4:46, our Alyssa Donovan has been working hard all morning because it is a Storm Team 6 alert day, Alyssa.
That's right, and we are expecting our first accumulating snow of the season, looking at about 2 to 3 inches for many locations. On the low end, we'll see maybe 1 inch, but many of us are looking at some of those higher totals throughout the day today. Also, along with this, some gusty winds in store. That's going to make it feel even colder because throughout the day, temperatures are going to be falling. We're actually seeing our warmest temperatures of the day this morning. We're right around 43 degrees right now in Indianapolis. Those winds are light out of the north, about 6 miles per hour. But as this front continues to push across the region, we are going to see those winds pick up. We're going to see those gusts up to 25 miles per hour at times. So that wind chill is going to become a factor throughout the day as well. So starting with cloudy skies this morning, but you can see those snow showers impacting some of those areas like Chicago, starting to move into some of those northwest counties in Indiana right now. We're going to start seeing that as rain showers here in Indianapolis. So we are going to see that as we head through the morning, starting to see those light rain showers moving in from the northwest, and then we'll really start to see that spread and move into snow showers by about midday, with that starting for those northwest counties earlier this morning. So as that continues to spread, we are going to see that potential of some accumulating snow showers, but by the evening, we are going to switch over to all snow as that moves through, which is going to bring us that potential of that accumulation. Going to see that calm down by the overnight hours, but we are going to see that potential for some slick roads for your Tuesday morning commute. So we're looking at that winter weather advisory kicking in right around 1 p.m. today. That's when we're going to start to see that switch over from rain to snow. So we're going to start with that rain showers this morning, and then we'll start to see that switch over to snow later in the day. This is in effect until 8 a.m. on Tuesday, just because we could see the potential of some of that lingering issues on the roads as that snowfall accumulates across the area. By the afternoon, temperatures are dropping off. So we're seeing those warmest temperatures right now in the 40s. By noon, we're going to be into the 30s, dropping to freezing by 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. Behind this, the coldest air of the season is going to settle in. So here's a look at what we're talking about for tomorrow morning. We're going to see those temperatures right around 11 degrees in Lafayette, 14 degrees in Indianapolis, 18 degrees in Muncie, which means we do have that potential of any of that precipitation we see freezing on the roadways, which could cause some issues for your morning commute as well. Today, starting in the 40s, we'll drop into the 30s by the evening, but you'll also notice those winds are actually going to start picking up out of the northwest, up to about 15 to 20 miles per hour, sustained winds with those gusts up to 25 miles per hour. And we'll start to see those snow showers really kick in right around midday. That's when we are seeing that winter weather advisory go into effect as well. Behind this, much colder air settles in again, starting tomorrow in the teens, and then we'll be only into the mid-20s for our Tuesday highs. 30s on Wednesday, and then we'll start to climb up as we head towards the weekend.
Alyssa, thanks so much. We are keeping a close eye on traffic as you're heading out the door right now. And here's a live look to our northeast, I-69 at 82nd Street. You can see the orange barrels there on the sides of the roads, but it looks like for the most part, everything's traveling up to speed and those lanes are open. So it is good news if you're traveling northbound or southbound through that area. Let's take a look at our traffic now map and plan out your commute here coming in from the south side. If you use State Road 37 to get where you're going this morning, it's a 9-minute drive from Smith Valley Road up to the I-465 ramps. No problems there. And a 10-minute commute here on northbound I-65 between Southport Road heading up to I-70 at the north split. So that's traveling up to speed as well. Let's take a look right now up to the north side where we do have some road construction, as you can see, blocking the left lane. This is I-465 over the White River. So just use caution if you're traveling in this area, sort of between Meridian Street and Keystone Avenue this morning. We'll continue to keep a close eye on the roads as you get towards Allisonville Road this morning on the north side. Everything should be traveling up to speed.
Every year on Veterans Day, we pause to honor the 19.6 million active and former U.S. service members who have served our country. Since Veterans Day is a federal holiday, that means some businesses will be closed. Government agencies like the DMV and the post office will be closed today. Most banks are also closed. National parks across the U.S. are open, but they won't be charging admission.
And speaking of Veterans Day, several restaurants are offering free meals to vets and active duty service members today. Sonny's Barbecue is offering free pulled or sliced pork big meal combo meal deal. Hopcat offering a free meal and soft drink to any veteran or active duty military service member. Chipotle is offering a buy one, get one free deal. And Metro Diner is offering 50% off your meal.
The world-famous Rockefeller Christmas tree has arrived. We have all the details on this year's tree, including when you can see it light up for the season.
And coming up at 5 o'clock, a bulldog is returned to her owners after being gone for more than a week. Where she was found and a look at that happy reunion. But first,
I'm Vinny Politan. Coming up today on Court TV, prosecutors say Henry Segura took the life of his girlfriend and 3 children because he owed $20,000 in back child support. But Henry Segura has a whole different version of what happened. His defense team says this was a drug cartel hit. We are live in Tallahassee today on Court TV.
And don't forget, you can watch the all-new Court TV live on your mobile device by visiting CourtTV.com. We'll be right back.
402-7464.
It is beginning to look a lot like Christmas in New York City. The Rockefeller Christmas tree was lifted into place Saturday. The 77-foot, 14-ton Norway spruce came from the village of Florida in Orange County, which is about an hour north of Manhattan. It will take crews several weeks to spruce it up with holiday decorations before the annual tree lighting. That is set to take place December 4th. At the end of its run, the tree will be donated to Habitat for Humanity, which then uses the lumber to build homes. I never knew that.
I didn't know that either. I like that.
That's a fun fact.
Very cool.
All right. Well, I think we can officially all get in the holiday spirit now that we have some snow in our forecast.
Yes, and the good news is it's not going to impact your morning commute, but it will impact your evening commute. So it's good to pay attention. Good time to get your Storm Shield app so you are aware of what's happening. We're looking at the potential of 2 to 3 inches across the area with locally some heavier amounts possible as well. But we're starting with rain for the first half of the day, and then we'll switch over to snow this afternoon. Temperatures will be in the 40s for our highs, but we're hitting those right now. We're actually going to fall into the 30s by the afternoon. Much colder air in place tomorrow with temperatures starting in the teens for your Tuesday.